Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Sarver, Pennsylvania and the Lernerville Speedway for round number 3 of the Midwest Super Dirt Series Modified Championship. Got 20 cars checked in for tonight's racing. Quick time qualifier tonight, Damian Kiefer, 15.34 seconds around the half mile. As previously mentioned, 20 cars checked in for tonight's racing action. It's going to give us 3 solid heat races and a great 30-lap A main event. And let's get right to tonight's racing action. Heat race number 1 for the MSDS Modifieds out on the Speedway. Bringing us round to the green will be the 518 of Joseph Grandy, the 05 of Nick McDougal to his outside. Noah Bowman inside of row number 2 with tonight's quick qualifier, Damian Kiefer to his outside. Matt Westfall and the Rockstar, Dano Lindsay in row 3. And Brandon Walsh going to round out your 7-car field here for heat race number 1. 7 cars. Going to go for 8 laps around Lernerville Speedway. Green flags in the air. We're underway with heat race number 1. Grandy runs through the middle of the Speedway. First car trying to make a move is going to be Noah Bowman down on the inside. Bowman slides up into P2. A little bit of contact between McDougal and Kiefer for third. Now Bowman goes top shelf, trying to use the momentum. Gets to the back bumper of Grandy. Speed come down, start working lap number 3. Bowman with the run on the high side, now side by side with Grandy for the lead as they start working into turn number 3. Bowman ripping the lip. He's going to lead the lap. Now Grandy slides it up across the racetrack. Bowman turns it down the racetrack. He's going to bring Kiefer with him. They've got a 3-car dance for the lead here at heat race number 1. 1 car over the top. Turns 3 and 4. We're going to stay green. That's Matt Westfall. Kiefer slides for the lead. Bowman crosses back over. Now Bowman with the defensive slider, going to keep it for the time being, as Kiefer with the big suicide slide job, unable to keep the momentum to clear Bowman down the back straightaways. Bowman's going to throw one right back through 3 and 4. Popsicle sticks in the air 2 more times around. Got a great race going on here up front. Another defensive slider from Bowman. A white flag is out 1 more time around. Kiefer's going to fire the shot from the parking lot. And here comes Bowman with the big run down the back straightaway. Another long defensive slider, and it's going to pay off for him. Noah Bowman's going to win heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 for the MSDS Modifieds now on the racetrack. Brandon Tramper going to lead us to the green this time with Jordan Moore to his outside. B-Biz, Keith Bradley in row number 2 with Blake Dolger to his outside. Row number 3, you're going to find Tom Ostendorf and Andrew Thornton. And tagging the tail of the field will be the 13 of Joe Merritt. 7 more cars, 8 more laps around the Lernerville Speedway. Heat race number 2 coming at you. Tramper's going to lead the field down with Moore giving chase. Keith Bradley working the low side of the racetrack, trying to make a move early. A little bit of contact between Bradley and Dolger. Dolger able to gather it back up and remains in the 4th spot. Side by side for P2. Bradley working through the middle. Moore trying to ride the rim and carry the momentum. Another 3-car race up front. Tramper now under fire from Jordan Moore. Moore noses ahead into turn number 3. Bobbles just a little bit of contact coming down the front straightaway. We all stay pointed the right direction. Tramper now with a little bit of breathing room as Bradley assumes the 2nd position. Tramper's going to see the cross flags. 4 down, 4 laps to go. A bit further back, Bradley still running in P2. 0.8 of a second behind your leader, Brandon Tramper. Blake Dulger right to the rear bumper. Going to fire the slide job through turns 1 and 2. Bradley's going to cross down the racetrack. Contact down the back straightaway. Now Bradley real tight there through 3 and 4. Contact with Dulger and Moore. Bradley's going to go from 2nd to 4th. Moore's going to go from 4th to 2nd. And Dulger's going to stay in 3rd. This time by the white flags coming out. 1 lap to go for Brandon Tramper. But we have a race for P2. Dulger trying to work around the high side. Moore's going to throw the protective slider. Dulger's going to turn it back down the racetrack. Too little, too late. Contact at the line. However, heat race number 2 is going to go to the 21 of Brandon Tramper. Third and final heat race for your MSDS Modifieds out on the racetrack. Dalton Bragg going to lead this one to the green with the Wonder Boy, Jackson McLean, to his outside. Ryan Covey and Preston Cottrell in row number 2. And on the third and final row, you're going to find Joey Smith and Ryan Covey. 6 cars this time, 8 more laps. Third and final heat race coming at you for the MSDS Modifieds. And we're underway. Michael Covey making a big move, trying to throw his hat in the ring for the lead here on lap number 1. Jackson McLean working around the high side. Bragg's going to lead lap number 1 as they're 3 wide for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Now Covey goes top shelf right to the back bumper of Bragg. Cottrell right down to the inside. Bragg's going to hold on to the lead for the time being. Now Cottrell right around the hub once again in turns 1 and 2. He's got a good run off the bottom. Contact with Bragg, and Bragg goes over the hill on the back straightaway. Green lights are going to stay on. Michael Covey now working the high side of the racetrack. Pushing the cushion, or what's left of it anyway, as they get the cross flags this time. 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. Cottrell's got that car rotating and running really good off the bottom. Covey trying to find what's left of the grip on the top side and make something happen. They come down this time. Popsicle sticks are in the air 2 more times around. Covey noses ahead this time, down the back straightaway. 1 more lap to get it done. Now Covey's got the lead by a car length going into turns 1 and 2. Cottrell doesn't hit the bottom. Covey starts to drive away. Through 3 out of 4, checkered flags in the air. Michael Covey is going to win heat race number 3. Well, folks, it is showtime for the MSDS Modifieds here at Lernerville. 20 cars set to do battle for 30 laps. Rolling from the pole is going to be the 24 of Noah Bowman. Brandon Tramper to his outside. Michael Covey and Damian Keeper in row number 2. Jordan Moore, Preston Cottrell in row number 3. Joseph Grandy and Blake Dulger in row number 4. Row number 5, going to find Ryan Covey and Nick McDougall. Jackson McLean and Keith Bradley in row number 6. Row number 7, going to find the Rockstar Dano Lindsay and Brandon Walsh. Tom Ostendorf and Dalton Bragg in 15th and 16th. Matt Westfall and Andrew Thornton in 17th and 18th. Joey Smith starting 19th. Joe Merritt, scheduled to be the 20th car, not answering the call. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get out of your seats and on your feet. We're getting ready to go for a ride on a wild side on a Wednesday night with your MSDS Modifieds. Out of turn number 4, Noah Bowman's going to fire. Field follows, and we're underway. Bowman right through the middle. Michael Covey right to the back bumper. Looking for the lead here on lap number 1. Tramper's going to sail it to the high side. It may not be the dominant line just yet. Nearly 4 wide for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. A lot of shuffling going on further back in the pack. We're going to keep our eyes on the dog fight out front. Tramper, Bowman, Covey all trying to work their way around the high side. First car down low is Damian Kiefer. Kiefer trying to stay in the grip and find something nobody else has so far. Fires the slide job on Covey for P2, and he's going to have it this time. Noah Bowman up on the high side, pushing the cushion, starting to get a little bit of breathing room. Half a second to the second place car. Already 5 laps through here in this one. Still got a good battle going up front. Take a look at Blake Dulger trying to work his way through the field. Currently trying to take the 4th spot away from Brandon Tramper. Down to the inside, Tramper holding his line through the middle, blocks the run of Dulger. Preston Cottrell trying to keep it rotated. It was trying to rotate it around the bottom. Now he goes top shelf and turns 3 and 4. Field starting to spread out here in the front. A little bit further back in the pack. Got Jackson McLean running side by side with Keith Bradley. Both cars trying to gain ground on Joseph Grandy. Bradley thought about the slide job, keeps it down to the inside. McLean trying to find some speed up top. Back out front, Noah Bowman continuing to set sail on the high side. Still has a half a second advantage over the 2nd place car of Damian Kiefer. Michael Covey currently runs in 3rd. As timing and scoring is jumping all over the place as we have our first yellow of the night. Yellow flag going to fly for the 32 of Tom Ostendorf. Gets into the back bumper of Andrew Thornton and goes up over the hill on the back straightaway. Now comes to a stop at the top. High centers the car, and that's going to draw the yellow flag. Here we go, coming back to green. Noah Bowman and Damian Kiefer on the front row. Bowman's going to fire in the middle of 3 and 4. We're back underway. 19 laps to go. Bowman goes all the way to the inside as Kiefer tries to ride the rim on a high side. Gets a good run into turn number 3. Big slide job for the lead. Bowman's going to cross him back over and maintain the lead. Now Bowman back to the high side, down the back straightaway. Kiefer right there with him. Kiefer's going to fire the slider once again. Bowman tries to turn it down as the yellow comes out again. Caution coming up for a couple of the front runners. Blake Doger, Brandon Tramper get pinched 3 wide. Tramper goes for a ride down the hill. Doger off the track, takes it back to the pit area. And that'll draw our yellow flag. Coming back to green once again, Noah Bowman, Damian Kiefer on the front row. Preston Cottrell, Nick McDougall in row number 2. Green flags back here. We're underway now with 17 laps to go. Bowman with the slider blocks the run of Kiefer momentarily. Cottrell got it rotated big time around the bottom. Kiefer fires the suicide slide job, and Bowman goes to cross him over. Yellow is out again. Caution coming out this time. I believe it's going to be on the 15 of Dalton Bragg. Just not a whole lot you can do when everybody gets bunched up 5 wide. As physics break. Welcome to iRacing. Field coming back to green once again. Bowman, Kiefer, Cottrell, McDougall, and Grandy, your top 5. Try it again with 16 to go. Cottrell doesn't quite get the run off the bottom that he did last time. Up to the 3rd spot, tries to rotate it right around the hub. Gets a good run into the corner, there's no way to carry the speed out here. Meanwhile, Noah Bowman and Damian Kiefer working around the high side of the speedway using all the momentum. This past lap, I saw the cross flags, 15 down, 15 to go. Top 5 cars starting to single file out around the racetrack. Keith Bradley up to the 6th position. Brandon Walsh runs in 7th. Got one over the hill on the top side as it is going to draw the yellow flag. Caution going to come out this time for the 50 of Joey Smith. Smith just misses the entrance into turn number 3, backs into the wall at the front of the pit area. Brings it to a stop at the pit entrance as he's starting to let the field go by. Race control throws the yellow as Jackson McLean also over the berm in 3 and 4. Coming back to green again. Bowman, Kiefer, Cottrell, McDougall, Grandy, still your top 5. Bowman fires. We're back underway with 13 left to go. Bowman with a big run across the racetrack. Kiefer with a big head of steam. Cottrell with a good run off the bottom. 3 wide for the lead into turn number 3. Still 3 wide for the lead at the flag stand. Noah Bowman trying to work the middle. Cottrell misses the bottom, slips back to 5th. Damian Kiefer battling for the lead. Going to short slide Noah Bowman into turns 3 and 4. Bowman with nowhere to turn down. Damian Kiefer now got the lead with 11 laps left to run. Joseph Grandy trying to rotate it around the bottom side by side with Nick McDougall for 3rd. 10 laps to go this time around. Damian Kiefer and Noah Bowman still setting the pace on the high side of the racetrack. Nick McDougall holding on to the 3rd position. Under fire from Joseph Grandy as Preston Cottrell is starting to fade back in the 5th spot. Jackson McLean up to P6. Dano Lindsay was running 7th. Just dropped back to 9th on a misstep on the high side. A little bit of contact from Keith Bradley. Bradley was also up in in the fight for top 5 earlier, now currently scored in the 10th position. Lindsay and Covey throwing slide jobs on one another. Jordan Moore trying to get past it and work on Jackson McLean. Back out front, Damian Kiefer, 7/10 of a second over second place Noah Bowman. Nick McDougall and Joseph Grandy battling it out for the third and final spot on the podium as they see the handful. 5 laps to go. Grandy's going to fire the slide job into turn number 3. McDougall is going to find the traction and cross it back over. Slide job of his own through 1 and 2, blocks the run of Grandy. Grandy turns it down the racetrack, crosses over once again in turn 3 and 4, short slider. Great race going for P3. Out front, Damian Kiefer is going to start seeing the back of the pack. Dalton Bragg, the first car in front of him, in danger of going a lap down as he sees the popsicle sticks 2 more times around. Noah Bowman, 9/10 of a second back in second. Don't know if he's going to have anything for him here on the final lap. McDougall and Grandy still duking it out for the third and final podium spot as the white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Out front, Damian Kiefer is going to run it around the rim one more time. Checkered flag is out. Damian Kiefer is going to get the win. Noah Bowman second, and Joseph Grandy is going to beat out Nick McDougall for the third and final spot on the podium. But your winner tonight comes to you out of Bloomsdale, Missouri. Got him registered as number 2 on the score sheet tonight. Got the 0 DK on the door. Damian Kiefer is your winner. Well, folks, what a fantastic race from the MSDS Modifieds here at the Lernerville Speedway. A feature rundown looks like this. Damian Kiefer is your winner. 3rd different winner this season already. Noah Bowman in P2 and Joseph Grandy rounds out the podium. Nick McDougall and Preston Cottrell round out your top 5. Jordan Moore, Jackson McLean, Michael Covey, Keith Bradley, and Brandon Walsh ran out the top 10. Andrew Thornton, Dano Lindsay, Ryan Covey, Dalton Bragg, and Blake Dulger round out the top 15. Matt Westfall, Joey Smith, Tom Ostendorf, Brandon Tramper, and Joe Merritt round out your 20-car field. Be sure to join us next week as we go back to the Bull Rings. Next week, we're going to go to the Lima Land Motorsports Park in Lima, Ohio. If you think 20 cars are rowdy on a big half-mile racetrack, let's put them on the Bull Ring and let her rip. Definitely not something you're going to want to miss, and we'll see you next Wednesday with MSDS.